Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Mr. Ayer.
Here.
Mr. Bartlett.
Here.
Dr. Lewis.
Present and accounted for.
Mr. Van Stone.
Here.
Mr. York.
Here.
All right, a motion and a second to excuse Ms. Susan.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone. Mr. York.
Aye.
All right. All right, any questions regarding the minutes, the July 2nd minutes? No? If you want me, I can lump these together. Any questions regarding July the 7th minutes? That was the special tax hearing, very short. All right, a motion and a second to adopt both sets of minutes.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
And Dr. Lewis.
Abstain on the 7th. I wasn't here.
All right, well, you're voting on the other?
What's the other?
No, they're both on the 7th, so.
Oh, they're both
Yeah,
on
they
the
were both
7th.
on, that's correct. Yeah, okay.
Great.
Mr. Van Stone. Mr. York.
Aye.
All right. Accept the minutes. All right, in communications, starting with Chief Hines' report. Any questions regarding the report? I do want to make a comment about it. Chief got a very nice letter from Sheriff McGuffey regarding the work that he did at the tragic death of Larry Henderson. Chief was involved with his SHIELD organization on that. Did a bunch of good work, and she sent a very nice letter. Any other questions regarding the contents of the report? No? Well, if they come to you later, you can always give him a call. All right, Tax Administrator Barlow's report. Looks like collections may be down just ever so slightly, but you got to remember, you don't want to make too much out of 1 or 2 months. Not really sure it's a trend.
Well, we said because of the, that one-time 500,000.
Yeah.
We don't expect to happen again this year. So
Exactly,
That's
right.
actually normal that it's gonna be
Yeah,
under last
yeah.
year's number.
Any other questions then? Contact Chuck if you do. Mr. Holloway's building department report. Now, if you all have taken a look at this, you know, these months in the village are very active, very busy. We have, as you can see here, we've had a lot of building reports, both for June and May. Are they running about normal, would you say, Rod? Or, you think there really is increased activity?
We're uptrended a little bit on activity. We normally do about 25 permits a month and
Up to 30 now,
about
roughly?
30, and the revenue's up, which is good. A good month is normally 3,000 or 4,000. Both May and June were over 7, I think. So,
More expensive projects, or just because we increased
yeah,
the fees?
we benefited from a few bigger projects that occurred.
Yeah.
And then if you noted in June, we actually had our first rental inspections from the largest owner of property in the village, first 3.
Yeah.
And they actually paid for all 74 of their units in advance. So I thought that was a good sign as well.
Wow, all 74 in advance,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, yeah. All right.
We've still only done 3, but we've got intentions to do all 74.
Yeah, yeah. And you can see on the front page there, Rod has sort of outlined a breakdown of how he spends his time, percentage-wise, and the hours involved. I know I probably overdo this, but this really does not account for, a lot of the work that he actually does and helps me with. It's really not reflected on this page, but he's a tremendous help to me and to this village. And I just have to thank you publicly for that.
Welcome, thank
All
you.
right. All right, we have a memorandum, I'm assuming you all have looked at it. This is regarding the natural gas aggregation renewal alliance, and there is legislation later in the meeting. Does anybody have any questions about any of the content of this?
I thought we approved the gas when we did the electric and gas already.
On one piece of legislation, are you saying?
Yeah, we changed it to be electric and gas.
To empower you to go ahead and make the
Right.
decision.
I'm just gonna say.
Even though, I mean, they're staggered dates. This actually doesn't come due, I don't think, until,
Right, but I agree.
Well,
with
we
Bob.
knew it was coming.
Coming.
Right.
That's why
Yeah.
we,
okay,
so we didn't have to do this, but
okay.
if you feel more comfortable doing it again, we can do it again.
Well, okay, or we can maybe partially rediscuss that, because we do have a piece of legislation in here to authorize me to do it, so. And I might suggest too, this will be that we're entering the second year with this company, correct?
Yes.
I do think, it might be advisable to revisit the company at the end of, before we go into a third term, to make sure that are there better companies out there? Is there better rates out there? We should be doing a comparison, I would think. Do we agree?
Sounds like Public Works says.
Well, I'm just saying, I think this is something that we
I
should
think
do.
I don't know, from when I was working in the private sector, about every 3 years is when we
Yeah.
say, okay, every 3 to 5 years, you
Okay.
go back out to RFP to see if they're still the best value. So that was the norm back then.
All right. Well, we'll be entering maybe it's a little soon, but we can think about it then, I guess.
Yep.
All right. I'm just mentioning it now. All right. Permission to address council. Sure.
Racket Club question.
Sure.
Linda Bartlett, 3611 Mount Way, Chair of the Mariemont Racket Club Board. When are we getting electricity? Does anybody know when that's going to be fixed?
That is a good question, because I know there was an electrical issue over there on one of the, main SEC cables going in. Do you have partial electric or just,
As far as I know, we have not.
Some
I mean, the outlets don't work. You
Uh-huh.
can't plug in the blower,
Yeah.
to recharge the battery for that.
right?
Luckily, the water faucets are on batteries.
Well, we have been in conversation with a couple of electricians. I believe Mr. Holloway can tell us where we are with that.
Thank you, that was all I had.
Unfortunately, not as far along, sorry. So we had an electrician who did some work here, analyze, and they did determine there is a break in one of the service legs there. Unfortunately, they've been very busy, and I don't have an update on when it's gonna get fixed. But, we'll have to find another electrician, but there is a problem with the service to the tennis area.
I thought it was a Duke problem. It's not.
Our electrician said they would talk to Duke to understand exactly where the problem was, but they thought it was very close to the sidewalk area, and there may be a gray area in terms of whose ownership or responsibility it is. It's not clean where they said they saw it in terms of whether or not it would be our responsibility or Duke's. Next meeting, I'll have a better update.
Anyone else? No? No? All right. All right, any question regarding the bills? Fairly big bill list this time.
So I see that we have the Cincinnati property cleanup, which was the demolition at Dogwood. So our original quote on that was $28,535. This is $32,715, so that's the incremental maintenance work we had done. I just wanted to make sure that only that $28,535 comes out of the Dogwood Park account.
I believe it all came out.
No, it's not supposed to.
All came out of Dogwood Park? So we're gonna fix that?
That's up to you guys.
Well, we did have a conversation about some of that basically being deferred maintenance, and what was the total, Randy, was like 5,000 something?
$4,180.
Okay, yeah.
I thought we were pretty clear about that.
If you guys want, I mean, we can have it reallocated, that's just get a consensus.
Well, no, yeah, I mean, we did have a discussion about that, and I think that we all agreed it was deferred, should have been, that section of it should have been deferred maintenance, but,
So where is it coming out of?
Yeah, that's the problem.
The maintenance
it's
department.
coming out of maintenance.
The tree work that was part of that invoice then is to come out of service?
Correct.
Okay,
Well, for a total of 40, what'd you say, Randy?
4180.
41.
right, it's itemized on the
Oh, okay,
invoice, I think,
okay.
isn't it?
I'm not seeing,
I
I'm not
think,
seeing it. on
okay.
that. I saw the original quote and then the one of the
It was tree work and also some extra dirt they brought in and,
Yeah,
yeah.
Tell me exactly what that amount is that goes to service.
4180.
Got it, thank you.
Thank you.
Relatively easy fix.
That is an easy fix.
all right, any other questions regarding the bills? No? All right, a motion and a second to pay the bills.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air,
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Dr. Lewis,
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone,
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, let's pay some bills. All right, looks like we're gonna start with your report, Randy.
So this is a portion of the table from last time. So we did have a conversation with Chris
Yeah.
and the Mariemont Racket Club, and they'd like to move forward with the bid for J.K. Muir to do the installation of pickleball courts. And then to bid out separately the repairs and painting and
The
all of
coating and
that.
all,
And
yeah.
hopefully, because I will tell you, Linda had looked at a couple of bids, and she got a quote from Tennis Tech that was dramatically lower than what we got from, dramatically lower than J.K. Muir. So, we believe that, since it's below the threshold, we can just go out with this, we're gonna do public bids. So, we wanna go ahead and get this expansion scheduled, because the asphalt's gonna have to cure for, there's some question of how
Right,
long it has to
yeah,
cure before
yeah.
you can put the top coat on it.
Well, and you wanna get in the queue with them anyway, right?
And you wanna get in the queue. So it is, the bid for 66,000, no, wait a minute. Yeah, 758.55 cents.
So that's the same bid that was in the original
Yes.
packet?
Yep.
So we're approving
We're just approving the J.K. Muir bid, for the expansion.
Okay, I think
For the pickleball.
the first thing we have to do, I think, is.
Can I
let's
see
take
that
this
for a
off the
second,
table.
Randy?
Oh.
And then we're gonna have to vote to
I
amend
move
the-
that we take it off the table.
Second.
Okay,
Can I
Mr.
see
Air,
that bid,
Aye.
Randy?
Mr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Dr. Lewis,
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone, Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, now the next thing we're gonna have to do is basically amend the report and vote on that. Basically, we're amending it, that we're just doing the 60, what was the number, Randy?
66,758.55.
Yes.
Randy's learned how to ventriloquist.
Is it 68 or 66.7?
66.
66.7,
66,758.55.
yeah, yeah. Bob, you got a question?
I just needed, because some of the people here know a lot more about it than I do.
Thank you, thank you.
What exactly does this bid cover?
Well, the 66.7, basically, that is just the extension of the courts, the actual asphalt blacktop section of it. It's not the coating, the striping, the lining, and everything that goes over. I shouldn't call it a lining, because it's more like paint.
It's also taking down the fence, putting it aside, reinstalling the fence, extending the fence, and putting a 4-foot fence down in between courts 5 and what will be the pickle courts.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so,
it's basically prep of that whole area for pickleball. And then later, the second bid, it already went out in 2 separate bids, one for the extension,
Yeah.
one for surfacing.
Yeah.
So that surfacing one is still out there. I've got 2 more people that say they're bidding on it, hopefully very soon. And that would be to fix all the cracks in 5 and one of the upper courts that didn't get done before. And then coat everything and repaint everything. And install the pickle nets, the 4 pickle nets.
and, so basically, we're talking about the fencing and the asphalt.
Yeah, Bob, if you look, did you get this in the packet? I mean,
Yeah.
it lists here basically everything that she just outlined, that they would be doing.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I understood.
Yeah, for the 66.7,
Yep,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And then
I'm
when,
fine with that, I just want to know,
yeah,
understand a little more.
Do you have any order of magnitude for the second part? And would that be broken out between the funds allocated that were raised for pickleball versus village funds?
What it was broken down to before was something like 86 from pickle funds and 44, and that was like the capital improvement stuff, which is the first stuff we're doing. And then the resurfacing, the crack and everything, that's more maintenance. And so that was supposed to be, I mean, with the extra money from pickle, the village's portion was gonna be about 44,000. I don't know if that's,
Yeah,
That's
so-
that's what we put aside
Yeah,
for
so
that.
this one here would be paid exclusively out of the pickleball account.
Okay.
'Cause this is what they do. Now, when we get to the second part, there's the 44,000 that from general fund that we put in, and then
No, general fund, permanent improvement.
permanent improvement, and then the incremental would come from the remainder out of that pickleball.
that makes sense.
And roughly, what's the bid you get? You said you got one that's dramatically lower, how, ballpark?
yeah, do you have that there?
I did.
Well, the original bid was like 116.3. That was the big bid? Yeah.
Yeah, they only got 33,000, something like that.
What?
I mean, it was like,
Yeah, it's
well,
dramatic.
it wasn't a third or less.
Well, no, they've got that incremental here, so that it was close to 70.
It was what?
Close, if you include the $15,000 for the crack
Right,
repair,
yeah,
it's close to almost 70,000.
almost that.
Oh.
Yeah, because we had the cracker here.
Still a bit of a drop.
Is the crack repair on the courts that we just resurfaced a couple years ago, or is it a different court?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and the new pickle, including the new pickle area.
And when you talked about the resurfacer, you're only talking about resurfacing everything but the two were done in the past couple of years.
Not the four that were done before. We're gonna do the other two that were not done and the new area.
Gotcha.
And seven, you're doing seven,
7.
yeah.
So
one
the
that's
two
up there
below and the one that.
Well, the one, yeah,
closest to the
yeah,
Parish Center.
yeah.
Which we've not touched those,
It's been a little while.
yeah, forever.
So it sounds like if it's, so it was 106,000 they raised, plus 44, that's 150,000. I'm hearing this is 66 point, let's round it, just in case 67 plus another 70, so that's 137. So that still leaves enough room, that's like 13,000 of room there still.
Yeah,
We're hoping to have room to buy some new windscreens. We probably need to replace at least one of the pickleball nets that we have,
Hmm.
the portable ones, because it appears that somebody keeps jumping on the middle section and they go to the wheel off.
Yeah, yeah. Or, well, maybe we can fix the electric.
That's about.
Get a charge out of that one. Does anybody have,
Here's the-
Generator.
does anybody have the language in for the amendment? We have to amend the report to basically say that we're just doing the 66.
750.
Well, I think that if you
7.
look at number 2 on the committee report, accept the bid for J.K. Muir for the installation of pickleball courts, and then we just get rid of everything else in that,
Yeah, just strike,
just strike the rest of it.
the current bid includes court 7, starting with that sentence?
Yep, yep,
Yeah, okay. So we're going to strike that all the way to,
all the way, yep.
yeah, to the, okay, to the end.
And change the number.
Well, let's strike the number too, yeah, because that's part of the.
Well, that's
total
part, the numbers in the sentences that are going to be struck.
So, Randy, would you mind, what would you like number 2 to say?
Okay, to accept the bid from J.K. Muir for the installation of pickleball courts in the amount of
66
$66,758.55.
cents.
Got it, okay.
Oh, you got it.
And then that's it,
That's it.
okay.
Okay, then a motion is second to accept the amendment, to amend.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer,
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Dr. Lewis,
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone,
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, a motion and a second to accept the amended report.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
And Mr. York.
Aye.
All right.
So the next steps are we're just waiting for the other bids to arrive, And once those come in, then they'll go to the committee and make a recommendation.
All right, so I apologize. Do we need anything else to sign the contract with them, or are we, what we have is sufficient at this point?
We mean, we've got the funds appropriated.
Yes.
We'll
So
be
from my
signing an
perspective-
amended report.
From my perspective, we're good to go.
We're just signing a report for 66.7, yeah.
So, but Randy's asking a very good question. So we don't need anything. We
No.
can go sign the
Yeah,
contract.
yeah, all right, good to go. Although
Well,
my
we have
hand,
to pass the legislation.
my hand is a little crampy, I'm not sure.
Legislation.
There needs to be leader.
Yeah, right.
Is
You
that,
have-
oh, and that's in here,
Okay,
yeah.
which is here. Yep,
So
yep,
it's,
yep.
it's in the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have to
So
pass
we
the
gotta do that
legislation.
first. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Bob, I
Is that
think
in
you're up.
here?
I'd like to make a motion to untable the report from last week. I guess that's the first step.
Yeah, be
Second.
first step.
Aye.
Mr. Ayer,
Chris,
Mr. Bartlett,
legislation's in here.
Dr. Lewis?
Okay, just making sure.
I'm going to abstain because I wasn't here to table the report,
Okay.
so I don't think I
Okay.
should vote to
Mr.
untable it.
Vanstone?
Aye.
Mr. York? All right. And so essentially, the grant money has come in, and we're basically now moving forward with
Do you
plan.
want me to read this?
Yeah,
Since
go
I was
ahead.
stopped from reading it last time.
I'm so sorry about that.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I don't necessarily need to read it.
Well, it's short.
The first agenda item was a review of the bids for the 2025 repaving project. Bids from 4 contractors have been opened. Engineer Earl recommended awarding the project to J.K. Moore, which submitted the lowest bid of $287,365. These projects include the rehabilitation of Harvard Acres, the rehabilitation of Lane L, Millard Rogers Lane, the rehabilitation of Pleasant Street from Mariemont to Mariemont, the replacement of the Trade Street storm sewer, and repair of Wooster Pike, curb work of Belmont, and repaving at Indian View. And the amounts are listed in the report. The funding of the Pleasant Street repaving is assisted by a grant from the Small Government Program at Ohio Public Works Commission. OPWC will pay 44% of the cost of the Pleasant Street, which is $63,800.
Okay.
So the process, I think we have to approve the report, and
Yeah.
then we're gonna have 2 pieces of legislation
Yeah.
here on a special appropriation.
Which we
As
do.
well.
We've already
accept-
done the
Yep.
appropriation.
We've got it.
We did that last meeting, so we're good there.
Okay.
So a motion is second to accept the report.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Second.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye. Sorry.
Aye.
Mr. Vanstone? Mr. York?
Aye.
Okay.
So Chris, are you
Can I
giving
see
these
the
a
first?
heads up to this work, or the mayor, are you doing that?
I just
Sorry,
need the
Randy,
dollar
can you
amount.
Can I see that before?
Because that's right in front of Kiva, Trade Street, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So you're gonna give them a heads up?
No.
Oh, yeah, yeah, and I think they've been talking to Rod for about the past year and a half about fixing this, so I think they'll be, but yes, I can certainly reach out to them.
Well, it might be a good outreach situation.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna fix something for you. Stay tuned.
Just stay.
Send some cookies our way.
If your club crackers there, Bill.
Get some club crackers. That's what they're
Club
making down
crackers,
there.
That's what Bill
Yeah.
wants.
All right, and miscellaneous, I know I sort of started this last time, and Randy was good enough to send me the completed list. I wanted to go ahead and publicly thank all of those folks that volunteered their time to put the little flags out at the 4th of July. I mean, it was quite an effort, all the way down the medians, around the square, so on and so forth. It was really quite an effort, and that those names were Tom Walsh, Kim and Ted Beach, Scott Hamlin, and of course, Mr. York. And what about these names at the top here, Randy? Were they involved?
Those are the scout troop.
And the scouts were involved, so that
They
would
did
be,
like the interior, not booster.
okay, so that would be Mandy Rohall, the Ben, Jamie Phoenix, and Willow Robinson. Did I say that correct? Aaron, Evan, and Claire McLeod. I think I said that right. And Dwayne and Colin Friedhoff. So thank you all for doing that. That's a great effort. And I think it's so nice, on these major, 4th of July, Memorial Day, things like that, to sort of decorate the village up with some flags.
It
Big,
really
big,
looks
big, big,
neat.
big plans for 250 next year.
Big plans, okay, okay. Are we gonna get out like 250 flags?
We have 3,000,
I was gonna say, I think we're already there, aren't we?
It looks so neat.
25,000.
I love the way it
retail.
looks.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, it looks good. So, all right. Oh, and, yeah, before I forget, we have a new sandwich shop, here in the village, down the Strand at the far end. And I know that, Rod and I have given it a try. I really can't speak more highly about just how good those damn sandwiches are and the bread. And the name of the little place is,
Alveo?
Alveo, yeah, Alveo. And I sent my wife down there today, and she said the line was practically at the door.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, which is really great, because, I mean, the sandwiches are so unique, and that bread is to kill for. It's so good. So anybody within the sound of my voice that hasn't been down there, try those sandwiches, get yourself down there and try it at least once.
Well, they have quite the social media presence too. I mean, it went out on Instagram, and there's been a lot of interest outside of Mariemont.
Mariemont, yeah, there seems to be, well, which is, anybody everyone's welcome to come and try the sandwiches. So anyway, I just wanted to give them a bit of a shout out and a mention, because very good.
Cool.
All right, moving on then to resolutions. It looks like we have 5 resolutions tonight, and wouldn't you know, every single one of them is on an emergency.
What?
And this makes me think back to the days, good old Mr. Bartlett would sit over there and say, Bill, we're having too many resolutions on emergency. But circumstances apparently, so here we go. All right, who's gonna volunteer to read that first one?
All right, supplemental appropriations and to declare emergency.
All right. Get set here.
Oh, wait,
Are
we
you,
need to untable that one.
Yeah,
oh,
Am I on the right one?
yes, OWPC, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's OWPC now.
Last week, but Bill didn't have.
Oh, right,
Wait.
Bill
right.
didn't have the
It was
letter
in the
yet.
packet, but, all right.
Yeah, I didn't
okay,
have the
thanks.
letter yet.
Thanks, Bob.
hold on a minute though. Should we, I think we need to vote on
Go ahead, we can just go.
You wanna, oh, come on, we can drag this out at least until,
No?
Speak for yourself, William.
all right.
My over-under 712.
All right. Okay, we've had the first reading. I need a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow for the second and third reading.
Second.
All right, Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
May we have a second reading, please?
Supplemental appropriations and to declare emergency.
All right, I need we don't need any discussion. I think everybody knows what that is. May we have the third reading?
Supplemental appropriations and to declare emergency.
All right, I need a motion and a second to adopt the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
All right, Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, a motion and a second to suspend the rules and invoke the emergency clause.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Dr.
Dr.
Lewis.
Van Lewis?
Look, I'm trying to hurry up here a little bit.
Aye.
Dr.
I know Randy's got money on this.
Call me by my name, Bill.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right. All right,
I like Dr. Van Lewis.
Do we have to untable it?
no, I don't think so. We already passed it.
Okay.
Move on to number 2.
Supplemental appropriations and to declare emergency.
This is pickleball.
Yep.
Pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball.
Pickleball.
All right, we've had the first reading, a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow for the second, third readings.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer,
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Dr. Lewis, Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
You didn't wait for me to vote.
Oh, I know how you're gonna vote.
Aye.
Maybe have second reading, please.
Supplemental appropriations and to declare emergency for pickleball.
All right,
Pickleball.
no discussion here. We all know what this is, correct?
Talked about it
Okay.
plenty.
Yeah, okay, may we have the third reading, please?
Supplemental appropriations and to declare emergency.
All right, a motion and a second to adopt the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Second, Mr. Ayer,
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Aye. Well, you asked me to wait. Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
All right, a motion and a second to evoke the emergency clause.
So moved. Second.
Second, Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
All right, Mr. York?
Aye.
All right. Resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into the natural gas.
Yep,
Oh, no, wait,
No.
are we good on that or not? Do we need this or not?
It might
I
be
thought we gave you
redundant.
the authority
It is.
to sign this contract.
It's
last
definitely
Wouldn't hurt.
redundant, yeah,
So you think it's redundant? We don't need it?
we don't need it.
Do we need it?
No, we don't need it. You've got the authority, go ahead and sign it.
Okay,
okay.
all right. Geez, that'll take 3 minutes off.
And what
All
Rob
right.
said is probably a good idea
30
next time
seconds.
around to go out for a bid. But right now, you've got the authority to do
Well,
it.
it's what I said, and he wants to go an extra year, but beside the point. All right, the J.K. Muir's next.
To accept bid of J.K. Muir Corporation for the 2025 street rehabilitation project, to authorize contract and to declare emergency.
Okay, we've had the first reading, a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow for the second, third reading.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Come on, guys, stay with me here. I only got 2 more to do. Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone? Mr. York?
Aye.
All right, may we have a second reading, please?
Yes, we don't need to untable that one either.
Well,
Oh.
I don't know, we've already started it now. Do we want to untable the other one?
Go ahead.
Anybody object?
To accept bid of J.K. Muir Corporation for the 2025 street rehabilitation project, to authorize contract and to declare emergency.
All right, and may we have the third reading, please?
To accept bid of J.K. Muir Corporation for the 2025 street rehabilitation project, to authorize contract and to declare emergency.
All right, a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Dr. Van Lewis?
Aye.
I like
You're
Dr.
getting a
Van
field
Lewis.
promotion in here. Mr. Van Stone and
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right.
I don't think Pat would be very happy.
No.
A motion and a second to evoke the emergency clause.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
All right. And the last, J.K. Muir?
To accept bid of J.K. Muir Corporation for the 2025 tennis court extension project, to authorize contract and to declare emergency.
All right, you have the first reading, a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow
So
for the
moved.
and second, third reading.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
May we have a second reading, please?
To accept bid of J.K. Muir Corporation for the 2025 tennis court extension project, to authorize contract and to declare emergency.
Okay, and no discussion? Any discussion? No discussion? Third reading, please.
To accept,
Oh, do we have to make it clear it's just for the 66, or is that?
And
It's in the-
It's in
In the
it's in-
report, okay, I
it's
just
in the
want
report,
to
yeah.
make sure.
It's in the legislation.
to accept bid of J.K. Muir Corporation for the 2025 tennis court extension project, to authorize contract and to declare emergency.
All right, a motion and a second to accept.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
And Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
All right, a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow for the emergency clause.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
I vote in the affirmative.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
All right. Did you make it, Randy?
No, we're not done. We need to go another 6 minutes.
Well, it's over,
Oh, I
under,
got some-
under works.
No, Price is Right rules. Oh, no, we need to go to 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven.
Are we to miscellaneous
No, we really
now?
don't.
Miscellaneous.
I do have
No,
a
I already
couple
did
things.
miscellaneous.
Real quick,
You got a miscellaneous? Go ahead.
very quick. In my list of things that are on, that come up on the agenda, the first one's the Mariemont wading pool. I think I can take that one,
Yep,
we
yep,
can
yep.
take that one off.
So I was just looking at,
And then if you turn the page, the first item is the Old Town Center lot lighting. And Bob, I think I've got all the information I'm gonna get you. Is
Yeah,
there-
I'm fine with that. There's some discussion about the paving and what's
Uh-huh.
going on over there, so,
So you're okay with me taking it off and it's,
Yeah.
you?
So it
back
goes
you.
to Public Works
Yeah.
now.
This just goes with the lot.
But the lot's not listed in his,
No, it is not.
so we should add.
Let's leave it off.
Okay.
And then, Bill, I mean Mayor Brown, I'd like to add an item to the safety committee to summarize the traffic calming measures we've considered on Miami Hill and, just go over all of them in the safety committee and, perhaps make a recommendation to council.
Oh, that'd be
Good
great.
call.
Yeah, that'd be really great, as we've had a lot of interest, in that.
Yep. Yep, got a bunch of new information.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, great. All right, anything else?
So do you want to remove this experimental closure?
No, because I still have to wrap up the public get the public
Okay.
comments posted, so I really should leave them on there.
Okay.
I'm not done.
Are you gonna have a public meeting on that?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Gavel.
Good job.
You lost, Randy.